Parenting kids that will be thinkers. There is a way that parents and educators can nurture critical thinking and innovation in children. In an era where innovation drives the world, nurturing critical thinkers is no longer the option. It is essential. The children of today must be problem solvers, creators, and leaders of tomorrow's innovation. Both home and school play a vital role in building the next generation of thinkers. It is not enough to teach children to read. We must teach them to think, to question as they read. Critical thinking is the ability to explore different avenues of a choice before making a decision. The era of cramming work, cramming formulas, periodic tables has passed. Now our modern children derive formulas by reasoning them and making their own thinking out of them. In critical thinking, we do have objective analysis and evaluation of a project in order to form a judgment. Cultivating a critical thinking culture in children. Parents are a child's first school and first teachers. Home is the first school that any child will ever attend. Home must create thinkers, not yes men who follow without question. Research shows that kids between 4 to 6 years ask about 300 to 400 questions a day. A study of 2013 published a book, Journal of a Child Language, found that 2-year-olds ask an average of 42 questions daily, and they ask about 143 queries with whys and hows. The answers we give stimulate more thinking or shut down the thinking capacity. There are answers we give casually and yet lead to different interpretation. My daughter saw me working very hard on a laptop at home and said, "Dad, are you doing so hard your work?" I answered back and said yes. She was silent for a moment and began thinking. Days later, I was rushing her to school and I besought her to go and work so hard. And she told me, "Dad, I cannot work very hard because I don't have a laptop," which means my first answer I gave wasn't the right for her thinking. Let's give space to outdoor play and imagination. For example, if you allow them to play with yams and matoke cooking in their small tins, they begin to create a thinking out of what they are cooking. Boys love to create cars from wire mesh. Get them wires and rubber tires so that they can create. Already made cars from supermarket and toys kill creativity and limit thinking. In our time, we made our own cars from wire mesh, decorated them, and did the wiring to light them up. We were thinkers unlimited by what we did not have. There is need to limit screen touch and make use of the art and craft, crocheting and storytelling. I love seeing people play chess and Scrabble because these games stimulate a lot of thinking. I'm not a fan of Candy Crush because it sometimes limits a lot of thinking. Home should be a breeding ground for thinkers, people who are going to be think tanks, who are creative. When children ask why, don't rush to give them the answer. Ask them, "What do you think?" Homes and schools should explore and see diverse ways of helping our children to creatively think. A school should be more than a place of memorization. It should be a laboratory of discovery and questioning and collaboration. In our new curriculums, we have teachers now working as facilitators rather than information givers. Thinking starts when we explore things in their context. Education is not learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. When you're a critical thinker, you do not swallow anything. Finally, let's train our kids and adults to always avoid rushing decisions. Always encourage them to take off time to think about things before making final conclusions. In critical thinking, it's good to explore several choices before you conclude on one. Lastly, to raise innovators for the future, critical thinking is like the soil of innovation, and the fruit of it is the things that we shall innovate. An innovating generation begins to think solutions to its community and how to address them. The seeds of critical thinking must be sown early and watered daily at home and at school. Together, we can create a generation that does not just consume the future, but creates it. Innovation is born from the mind that dares to question and the heart that dares to care. Thank you. Patrick, Living Wakomerere.